need to wait until the meeting has been convened to, I guess, further discuss.
Yeah, see what the board wants to do. Okay. And then the third case is deferred, and then Cindy, you were able to reach the second case, the applicant in the second case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Okay, Paula, I have started the video, so you can do start display on PrimeGov and then share it on Zoom when you're ready.
Francis, can you see my screen?
No, ma'am.
All right.
If you'd like me to start display, I can. There we go. Somebody new just came into the meeting.
Mr. Merchant, should we do roll call?
Yes, are we ready?
So we have our chair, Miss Sam Merchant,
Present?
Kitty Asbury,
Here.
Mike Privet,
Present.
Mike Voorhees,
Here.
Monica Ybarra,
Present.
we have a quorum, Mr. Merchant.
Okay. And staff, are we live online?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to the City of Oklahoma City Board of Adjustment meeting for May 21st, 2020. We ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes. Hopefully you've already signed up to speak with city staff, but if you haven't, we'll still give you an opportunity to chime in on any matters you'd like to. It's a pretty short docket today, so I don't think we'll have too many issues with time. We'll start out with receiving the minutes from the May 7th, 2020 meeting. Board members, do we have any changes or a motion to receive the minutes?
Motion to receive.
Second the motion.
Are we gonna get our little clicker? Oh, there it is.
This is Laura McDevitt. Did my audio cut out briefly? Did we give the script to start the meeting about if we get disconnected?
No. We certainly can. I guess, can we go ahead and vote on this, or would we need to start?
Yes. You can go ahead and then.
Okay. I don't see a window.
I got a window and there it is.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to receive the minutes from the May 7th, 2020 meeting. Cast your votes, please. And the minutes are received.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is Mike.
Yep.
I vote yes. I don't see a deal to click aye or nay.
Check when you hover over your browser icon there, Mike. See if we got another window open.
Probably got a bunch of them open. Oh, well, I vote yes. I still don't see it.
Are we able to open the voting back up? I mean, I know we've approved by just having 4 out of 5, but
Yeah.
okay. Do you see
So
it now,
we're,
Mr. Voorhees?
I don't see it.
Closed.
Did you hit exit whenever the meeting went full screen?
I hope not.
Well, that's what I have to do. I have to hit exit or else I'm not able to see all the screens.
I'm viewing Paula's screen. And I can't minimize.
And Mr. Voorhees, you're seeing Zoom. You may want to hit escape and that will shrink the Zoom screen down a bit and allow you to see the Prime Gov screen.
Okay. I still vote yes.
Staff, with this pretty small docket, are you able to take his oral vote and vote yes for him?
Yeah, just.
Mhm.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, thank you.
And the motion was approved. We've received the minute.
Mr. Merchant, can you go ahead and read the script while we're waiting there?
Yeah, that is what I just pulled up.
Trying to find it.
Yeah, unless it's on this Prime Gov, which I didn't see.
no, I can email you a copy if that would be helpful.
I'm on a different computer. It's normally on my other computer.
Laura, do you mind emailing me that also, just so I can
Sure.
have?
Yeah, if you could email me, I've got my email pulled up. Okay. I've got one here which will go off, and Laura, you can tell me if we need to add anything. But if the teleconference is disconnected at any time during the meeting will be stopped and reconvened once the audio connection is restored. If communications are not able to be restored within 30 minutes, the items on the remaining on the agenda will be continued to the next regularly scheduled Board of Adjustment meeting. The agenda and documents are located on okc.gov. For any applicants addressing documents that are in the agenda, please be specific so that the board members and the public can follow along. As I said earlier, if anyone wants to be heard on a matter, hopefully you've already reached out to city staff and let city staff know so that we know to call on you in advance. If not, we'll give you an opportunity to speak on any matter. And also at the end under citizens to be heard on the agenda. We ask that anyone who's not a board member can mute their microphones unless called upon. And just want to remind city staff to make sure that this is recording. And that is the introductory comments that I have. Laura, did we need to add anything else?
Nope, that covers it. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, the next item on the agenda are continuance requests and withdrawals. I believe we have one.
We got one continuance request, item 3, case 14741. Applicant requests deferral to August 6th.
Okay, and was anyone on the line that wanted to speak on that matter? Okay, if not, we'll open that up for a motion to continue as requested.
I'll make a motion that we continue that case number as requested.
Second.
Waiting on Mike.
I can go ahead and second it if you'd like. This is Kitty.
Okay, staff, are you able to second that on behalf of? Oh, okay. Well, we have a second. So we have a motion and a second to defer case number 14741 to the August 6th, 2020 meeting. Cast your votes, please. I believe we have all the votes in.
I still don't see the screen, but there we go.
Okay,
Thank you.
and it's approved. See no items on the consent docket, so we'll move to items requiring a separate vote. If we could call the first case, please.
The first item for public hearing is number 1, case 14728. It's a request of Donnie Odom for a variance to the number of dwelling units, minimum lot size, and access requirements at 12200 Castle Creek Circle.
Is the applicant on the line?
And that's the wrong map. There we go.
Okay, and the applicant, either Danny Odom or anyone on his behalf on the line right now? I'll give you a couple more seconds. Okay, out of consideration for the applicant, we'll go ahead and move that one to the end of the docket and move on to the second case.
Item 2 is case 14747, request of John Imes for a variance to the parking requirements in the C4 district located at 1807 North Classen Boulevard.
The applicant present? Mr. Imes or anyone speaking on his behalf present?
I saw that he had signed in.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you wanted to go ahead and identify yourself by name and address and present your application.
Yes, John Imes, representing Saucy Sicilian. My address is 1703 North Canary Drive, Edmond, Oklahoma, 73034.
I think you presented your application at the last meeting, but if you want to just give us a brief overview and then particularly any of the changes that you've made since the last application.
Yes, sir. The request was to have a variance in the total number of parking spaces required by the city of Oklahoma City. What we have done was reduce our overall square footage to 3,300 square feet, bringing the total parking spaces from 35 to 33. We have added some additional parallel parking over close to the bus stop, which gives us an additional 4 parking spaces. We have added some bike racks, reducing our required spaces. We have also added some scooter or motorcycle parking as well to hopefully reduce our required amounts. There is no existing landscaping around the perimeter of this building. It is all concrete, but we have advocated for landscaping on the front face of the building with planters across the front face of the building in hopes of reducing our total number as well. The total number that we are currently looking at is 25, not taking into consideration the bike rack or motorcycle parking or the landscaping and what that reduction would do. By my calculations, I'm assuming that we are now up to roughly 31 or 32 spaces that we have. So going from 35 to about 32 approximately.
So if JJ or anyone wanted to chime in, do we know if that potential landscaping is sufficient? If the above ground planters are sufficient to warrant any concessions on the parking spaces?
I don't know if they are or not.
Mr. Imes, did you get any?
More importantly, are the bike racks and the motorcycle spaces.
Mhm. Yeah, he just seems so close that I wonder if he would even need a variance.
Yeah, we're still, the way I looked at it this morning, he's about, with all the reductions that he added in for the bike racks and the motorcycle, he's about 6 spaces short now.
And the reduction in square footage brought it down from 35 to 33, I think he said.
Yeah.
Right.
How is that happening? Are they just gonna wall off a area or hack off a wall or what?
Yes, sir. We had an area that was essentially an unoccupied space that was part of our initial lease agreement. However, the space for us as the operators is not necessary to have. It was just some added storage, frankly. So we decided that we would take that out of our lease agreement and give that back to the building owner, which reduced our overall square footage from about 3,500 to 3,300 square feet.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it seems to me that y'all have found a lot of spaces and done a lot better with a minimum variance requirement.
Yeah, I think I agree. I appreciate you going back to the drawing board and seeing what you could do to make sure that we're meeting that lease excessive, I guess, means for us, so that we don't have to grant a very large variance. Is 5 spaces? I know you heard Mr. Chambliss say 5 to 6. Is 5 spaces sufficient if we gave you a variance for 5 spaces?
I do believe so. Yes, sir.
Okay. Board members, any questions or comments? Do we have anyone else that wanted to speak on this matter? Okay. Yeah, I could certainly support a variance for 5 spaces.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had any more comments or emotion or more or less spaces, but
I'll move approval.
for 5 spaces.
Yes, sir.
I'll second when it comes up.
And staff, if we could move for Mr. Voorhees.
Escape key.
There we go. And then the second, there we go. We have a motion and a second to approve a variance of 5 parking spaces in case number 14747 for the reason that it meets the statutory conditions for a variance. Cast your votes, please. Looks like we need to open up voting again.
Yeah,
There we go.
popped off.
Okay. Now we can close it. Oh, do we need to show the passed screen with the number of votes? I think that was an issue in one of the prior meetings.
Yeah.
Needed to show the screen that said passed.
Yeah, and specifically with who voted how.
There we go. Okay, and approved by all voting in favor. So your application's approved.
Did the
Thank you, sir.
There it goes. It showed up, Laura.
Yeah.
It's like being really weird.
Okay, if we wanted to move back to case number 14728, request of Danny Odom. Is Mr. Odom or his representative on the line now? Give you a couple more seconds to unmute any device. Okay, it sounds like the applicant's not present. This was one that I think we were leaning toward denial on this one, and we gave them an opportunity to go and see if they had any other options and potentially roll the application fee into some other process. So my understanding is we could vote on this whether the applicant's present or not. Generally, we, out of a courtesy to the applicant, grant them one extension in circumstances like these. I'm fine with either of those. That's probably the safer method, is just to grant a continuance to the next meeting. And then if they don't appear for that meeting, we can vote on it at that time. But I'm open to any other options from board members.
I can make a motion to deny it.
Mine.
If that's a motion, I'll second it.
Okay, Laura, do we have any problems with that?
Just remember.
I would say the only consideration is that if maybe the applicant's having some sort of technical difficulty accessing the meeting because we're in this remote format rather than the traditional forum of City Hall, if we'd want to extend a.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
So we'll just continue it for one meeting then, Mike, is what you're thinking, or go ahead and vote?
Yeah, I'd continue it for one meeting max. And
okay.
I'll second that.
All right.
Okay. And then the next meeting date, I think we need an exact date. So
June 4th.
June 4.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to continue case number 14. I think this is the wrong case number for the voting pane.
Yeah, it should be 14728. Yeah, this is a totally different case.
728. Isn't this the one? Over here.
That's the one we previously did with the parking spot.
Seemed like that one had two different numbers on it as well.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Sounds like city staff's working on it, but we just needed to close this particular voting pane out and open a new one to continue case number 1.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't screw up our previous vote.
Our vote, yeah.
Well, not like it's go. Well, it's crazy. Okay, Mr. Merchant, on the voting screen, on my screen, it's showing the correct case, but it's not on the voting screen. So something was wrong. I guess we might have to do a verbal.
And on mine, Cindy, it says waiting for a seconder on it. Because it shows me that I moved this case number 14747.
It's showing case 2 instead of case 1.
Right.
Yeah.
But over here.
Laura, could they do a verbal vote so they can move on, or?
As long as a verbal vote is sufficient, that's certainly fine with me. Do we have any problems with that?
Nope.
From staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's perhaps a little misleading to have the other case number showing, and it looks like the board is voting on a different case than.
Okay.
It looks like it's waiting for a second. Privet, can you remove your motion?
No, it won't let me do it. It won't let me close it either.
Huh.
It looks like I could click second. Do you want me to do that and see if it gets rid of that, or would that mess up our prior vote?
Oh, no. Oop,
Uh-oh.
there we go.
Now I just closed my window. Let me get back in now.
I think everybody's window closed.
Then close my voting window as well, which I think is probably.
Laura, this is Francis in PIO. If I just show a generic agenda screen, would that work?
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with that than with the incorrect case number up.
It should be gone now. Seems like when I closed my browser window, that released everybody.
Now the voting window's back
Yay.
with case number 2 instead of 1.
Laura, is that good to proceed, or is case 1 back ready?
1 is up on my screen ready now, but not anymore.
Okay, so now I'm showing the agenda. Oh, there's the
He's on.
again.
We're on one now.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm on here.
If we just leave it like this, can we go ahead and vote? I've got the agenda on both screens.
Yeah, I think that's better, at least, so it's clear that we're on case number 14728 at 1000 or 12200 Castle Creek Circle.
It's weird. I don't know what happens to me. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Wish you do a roll call vote.
Chairman, do you have a motion and a second on this?
Motion, Mike Privet. Second, Mike Voorhees.
Cindy or Paula, can you guys do a roll call vote?
Okay, Samuel Merchant,
Aye.
Kitty Asbury,
Aye.
Mike Privet,
Aye.
Mike Voorhees,
Aye.
Monica Ybarra.
Aye.
It's been approved to defer until the next meeting of June the 4th.
Okay. The next item was continued. I have nothing under additional items. Communications and board reports. I have none. Citizens to be heard. Is there any? We'll wait for about 10 seconds. Is there anyone on the line that wanted to be heard under citizens to be heard? Okay. And any other business from anyone on the line? Okay, we are adjourned.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.